lot of strange things have been happening.
Stand by ring cam.
Is he looking at us?
Does he think he knows?
I think I'm mixed up in something big.
Oh, we accept the reality with which we're presented.
Cool new box monitor, flat screen. That was 1998, Jim Carrey, The Truman Show, and it seems every time you turn on the TV, you see celebrities, past celebrities, or just ordinary people for the most part, living out their lives in front of the camera. Turns out this trend has spawned a legitimate psychological disorder. It's called the Truman Syndrome. Dr. Keith Abloh, psychiatrist, Fox News contributor. Keith, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Explain this syndrome first.
This syndrome is a delusional construct in which people believe that their lives right now are reality TV shows. Everything they say and do is being filmed in order to be broadcast, that the people around them aren't real exactly, but actors. They're real actors in their life dramas.
You have noticed this condition in some of your patients?
I have had patients in the past, Bill, who've had what's called Capgras syndrome, in which they believe that loved ones are replaced by masquerading doubles. I have not seen a patient with Truman syndrome, but now there are up to 50 reported cases, and I think the underpinnings of this go very deep. They're cultural underpinnings. There are people who are vulnerable to psychosis, but I think some of the things in society right now that they make it more likely people can develop this kind of disorder.
So that takes us into about a chicken or egg, and which came first theory, and that's the following. Is the condition created by the pop culture, by the computers, by the internet, by the reality TV programs you see on cable, or is it compounded by pop culture?
Well, I'll tell you, here's my gut feeling. There are vulnerable people. Culture can influence the kinds of symptoms that they develop and display. However, I think we're also creating cases. The extent to which people are exposed to creating their profiles online, which is essentially a production event. You say who you are, but you edit it for public consumption. The number of reality TV shows to which people are exposed. The extent to which psychiatry itself has stopped paying attention to insight and started doling out medicine so you can quiet your real true feelings. I think all of these things start to weigh in with people who feel that they're not connecting really with other human beings. They're connecting only through being media events themselves.
You know, last week we were talking about self-esteem and young boys and girls in America, and you had some very strong theories on this. Does this synchronize with that theory from last week? And if so, explain that.
That's absolutely right. What we talked about is the fact that there's a disconnect. Young people in America, more than ever in history, think of themselves as destined for greatness. A large percentage of them, by the way, believe that their lives will be the subject in some way of a reality TV show in the future. So this disconnect between what you really think and feel, the way you're living your day-to-day life in reality, and this fantasy life is feeding, I believe, Truman syndrome, but a much wider array of symptoms that affect millions of people. And the bailouts don't help. We have fake companies now fueled by federal dollars. They don't really have profits.
Well, here's how I make the link with that whole disconnect idea. Is that through the internet, you imagine that you know people, but you really don't know them. You only know a login name or maybe some correspondence by way of words. But you haven't met them, you have no face-to-face contact with them, so you get it in your head that you have some sort of intimacy between this person, when really that's far from reality.
When you don't have face-to-face contact with that person, there's no opportunity generally to experience the nuances of voice or eye contact. And so, yeah, people invent new names. They have handles in cyberspace. And if you go to secondlife.com, you can invent a whole new life.
Yeah, you don't avatar.
Right?
Keith Abloh, thank you for coming in today. Always good to have you on.